Welcome to Into the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast, episode 2, guys. I'm your host, TeladiaPlays, and I'm joined by the boys, obviously Jheat from JheatBlaze, and also
Flame on.
Comics League, aka Jared.
What's up?
So, guys, we got a lot to talk about. So, before we kick things off, obviously, let's talk about like introductions of what you guys have been up to recently on your channels, just so people get to know what you're up to.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Well, I've currently been playing Batman the Telltale series. There was a new SWTOR update, so I'm seeing whether or not I can play with my current PC. Hopefully the game will let me play. But I'm also planning a live stream tomorrow on Tom Taylor's alleged Tim Drake Nightwing pitch, the one that was rejected when we got the Rick Grayson saga. So that's definitely coming out. And of course, as you already know, I'm planning my collab with Jared for New Direction for this week on Wallace West. So get excited for that. And I'm just 2 away from 160. I really hope I can reach this milestone before the end of the year. I would really appreciate it, guys.
Okay, Jared, what have you been up to?
Well, Teladia and I, in fact, just got done with a collab with Mad Max, which is pretty fun, reviewing comics. And in terms of so recently, I started planning out a new show with my friend Britt Evans, and we're going to talk a lot about the new 52 Super Wonder, that type of stuff, just to like clarify a lot of like misconceptions about it. So it's going to be really fun for that.
Yeah.
And
Where'd that come from?
What?
Hello?
What?
Hello?
Sorry, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was lagging for a moment.
Okay.
All right.
But in terms of that, so and then I have like a couple of live streams coming out, so it's gonna be super fun. It should be a really fun time.
Definitely, man. And who knows? Maybe we can get the Direction verse back on track because we're also collabing on that.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
And as for me, I've been working on videos for Superman game, which we'll be discussing in today's live stream episode. And I recently done the Superman and Lois live stream with the boys, and we'll be doing a lot more frequently. But anyway, yeah. So I've also done a live stream with Max, with the collab me and Jerry just mentioned, and I will be on his channel to the Max. We're going to be talking about a lot of the different things there, so very exciting times. And yeah, so let's kick things off, shall we?
Okay.
For topic number 1, which is Superman game.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about that subject? Because I think, guys, let me get it. Superman game. There we are. Superman game. Topic number 1. Okay. What do you guys think what David Zaslav says into that article?
He's talking out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think he's talking out of his butt? Okay. Jared, your thoughts?
Remind me, what did he say in the article again?
He said, in quotations, he has a very good gaming business with 11 different studios, a real talented capability, but the real different data for us as a company is that we own our IP. The IP belongs to us. We're developing it. In some cases, we may choose to develop it with third-party game technology company. We may be the only media company that owns whether it's DC Universe, Harry Potter, all the content that we own. Game of Thrones, that's for us to deploy. I think that's particularly important strategically. If you look at Hogwarts Legacy, a big piece of success of that game is that you go into it, and if you're a player, you go into that game and you're into that world. that is kind of a new concept. Before it was gaming and storytelling. Now it's very difficult to understand that what the definition of the metaverse is.
Where's the Superman part?
He says, when we launch the product or an HBO, we have a game that belongs to us, and that but now that's in between. It may be the next couple of years that we launch a Superman movie, uh, and spend more time, and more spend more time, and there's more economics of people just hanging out in the Superman world and universe.
That doesn't say he's coming out with a Superman game.
No, but he says as well that the fact that we own all of that is something I think we're going to be really important as we look forward as the technology develops, given the amount of time that people spend on gaming. We don't want to be in the motion picture and long form storytelling business and have somebody else in the business that hanging out in these worlds. Those worlds are going to be quite profitable in the years ahead.
No, I know. It's just from what I heard, he never mentioned a Superman game.
But he hinted at, talking like hinted at the character more than not like
Well, he said
because,
Superman movie, and that's true. They are getting a Superman movie.
yeah. So like do you guys think they would do that? Like do a Superman game to go
They
alongside the movie?
I think no. Here's what I think. I think it's going to depend on what Superman Legacy does, because obviously, if that fails, a lot of these plans are going to get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think we won't know if there's going to be a Superman game until after Legacy comes out.
Right, Jheat.
I agree to that notion because James Gunn. Now, I'm not saying the movie isn't good, but Guardians 3 is not starting hitting as strong as they thought they would. I'm not going to say it's a commercial flop because it's too early for that, but this is definitely a telltale sign for Zaslav and the board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends.
Right. For me personally, I think he is hinting at a Superman game. Not saying because at the end of the day, because you got to remember, there's 11 different studios, and we know that WB Games Montreal have got a second game in production. So I think, from what I know, from what I was been told, and various other things, I think that it could be a Superman game. But what it might be, like if it's a Gotham Knights game, Gotham Knights Universe game, or if it's a DCU game, that's something I don't know. Because
Most likely DCU, because I get the feeling it's not going to be any. They're not going to put anything in the Gotham Knights universe with how poorly that game performed.
Yeah, that is something I'm just a bit curious on that because if it's a DCU game, and mind you, we'll be talking about this about the DCU stuff in a bit. But if it is a DCU game, there's a very good chance that it could be something James Gunn shows off at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
Very good chance.
I agree.
Just purely because that James Gunn has only shown partly stuff for his DCU slate and not everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if he shows everything for Phase 1,
what's that sound in the background, Jheat?
All right. Yeah. So when it comes down to James Gunn showing the rest of his DC slate, it would be logical sense to do it at Comic-Con and be like, okay, well, here's some news about our DCU slate even more, and start announcing the video games and then potential actors that are just gonna play Superman,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, would you guys agree with me on that? If it is a DCU game, best option is the Comic-Con.
If it's going to be announced, it's going to be it's going to be at Comic-Con. Like that's when I think we'll also have an indicator of who's going to play Superman in general. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, Superman Legacy is a big thing. And like, if I was James Gunn and you're gonna make a Superman game, do a prequel to Superman Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Do the origin story in the game.
You could either do an origin story or you could do a prelude to what Superman Legacy will entail. So it kind of sets up the villain that way. And you could easily get people interested in Superman Legacy. The hype will be there.
But once
Furthermore,
again, here's the problem with that. You
mhm,
fall into the trap of, are the gamers actually going to go see the Superman Legacy game? Because here
let's say
movie. Because here's
yeah,
the thing, you're relying too much on the audience transfer.
That is true. That's
yes,
a fair point. That is a fair point.
Because likely what will happen is you'll have some people transfer over, but not a lot of people will transfer over. And that's why I'm against him tying in games into his universe, because if he puts plot points like the origin for the villain in the game and no one plays the game but just sees the movie, well, then what are we left with?
it
I
it's
agree. I
it all
agree.
it all boils down to how how WBD is gonna handle the situation. Are they gonna are they gonna do this with the DCU game, or are they just gonna say no, we want you to make Gotham Knights universe
They're
game
not going to make a
because
Gotham Knights universe game. I can guarantee you that.
Oh no, that's dead.
That
That's
is 100% dead because of that game failed. I would just disperse Gotham Knights from the zeitgeist.
right, okay. Um, but will only time will tell
Mm-hmm.
whether it's San Diego Comic Con and Summer Game Fest, because you gotta remember Summer Game Fest is literally around the corner. We're like a month, just under a month away
Should be fun.
from the event, so it will be very entertaining. And I'm sure, guys, for our next podcast, uh, well, in two podcast times, I should say, we will be diving into Summer Game Fest if there is any news that we get for any
Mm-hmm.
DC games, because that is
Mm-hmm.
something we'll be covering on the channel. So
Mm-hmm.
so the Superman game, let's keep it up open-minded. Hopefully we'll get some news in the next few months. Who knows, but time will tell. And yeah, just make sure you guys check out my video on that, because I dive further into it. Going, what is the best option, what isn't the best option, and furthermore, just discussing about the fact that there was a rumor like going around now that Rocksteady was making it. I'm just like, no, Rocksteady isn't doing that, because Rocksteady is doing Suicide Squad. So if you
Mm-hmm.
do see a tweet from somebody called Bickerborg, I think his name is,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, don't trust anything he's saying, because he hasn't got anything correct.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on swiftly, we're gonna talk about, let me just timestamp this. Uh, we're gonna be talking about Superman Legacy. So
Yeah.
Superman Legacy casting news.
Rumors. Rumors. Very key
But
on that. It's
yeah,
rumors.
yeah, rumors. So that is what we're gonna be talking about. I gotta let me just reword that 1 second. Uh, rumors. Okay. So Superman Legacy rumors. So what from the Hollywood Reporter? This is coming from, yeah, the Hollywood Reporter. Apparently, um, searching for Superman inside the quest to cast DC's new top hero exclusive. The race to find Clark Kent and Lois Lane has been heating up as top contenders like Nicholas Holt, David Coran Sweat pull ahead. Emma McKay and Rachel Bronson are also basically the top people that are the race in for Superman and Lois Lane. And in the article, it just goes, basically, it just talks about short list of names of bubbling up for the roles of Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and even Lex Luthor. Um, David Cornstalk, who recently played the ill-fated Project Mia Goth in Pearl, is the top contender to play Kent, aka Superman, advancing to screen testing stage that would likely take place after Memorial Day or early June. Multiple sources tell Hollywood Reporter other two known contenders may be also in the mix, but their identities remain unknown. Jacob Elordi, the sought after star who broke out as resident villain HBO series Europia. You've heard of that, right? Europia.
No, I haven't.
Yes, I briefly heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one with what's the name? Zendaya in it.
Mm-hmm.
Is named to service that role for Kent, but
Oh,
sources say
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Not for me. Not for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Euphoria. Yeah. Jacob Elordi apparently is the name that serviced for the role of Ken, but sources say he has never submitted himself in the ring. British actors Tom Brittney and Andrew Richardson are also named that were in the early mix. As for Lane, the spunky reporter at the Daily Planet, News organization contender Emmy McKay, one of the stars of Netflix Sex Education, who will appear in Warner Brothers title Barbie, Rachel Bronson, the Emmy-winning star of Amazon's acclaimed Marvelous Miss Maisel, Bridget actress Phoebe Dynevor, and Samantha Weaving, last seen in the last Scream film. It is unclear who advanced the testing stage. Bronson said to have delivered an outstanding audition, but at 32 may be the older range for what Gunn ultimately is achieving, looking for a Metropolis heroic by a 20-something character. Sources caution to of some of these not test screening have nearly in the mix. One source, without providing additional details, dismissed some of the names. A chat room list. Warner's had no comment, and one insider said filmmakers and studios are nowhere decision. One role that seems to have one person earmarked is the classic villain Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult, currently starred in Vampire Renfield, has been tipped to play the evil genius. Hulk's name has been swirling around Legacy for several weeks now, with theorizing he was up for Superman. The actor previously called was close call for DC's the Batman when he was the runner-up for it, but because he lost to Rob Pattinson, and the studio loved him since Fury Road. One source is referring to Warner's 2015 action as from George Miller. What do you guys think from hearing all of this?
Well, James Gunn refuted that, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, James Gunn
He
refuted it, but
said,
he
for all you asking, I would never comment on who is or isn't auditioning for the role. That's the actor's business only and isn't something I'd make public unless they did it after the fact, like these guys. And then he added that, hang on, I'm trying to pull up the actual tweet here. Then he added that for now, only one person has been cast in Legacy, and it isn't any of the regular players in the Superman world. So no one has been cast yet.
Yeah, no one has been cast yet as of yet, but only time will tell if this, you know, if we're gonna get news on Superman Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Naji is in the chat. Yeah, what's up, Naji? Welcome.
What's up, Najee? What's up? Welcome, welcome.
Anyways, so Superman Legacy. I think we're gonna get some news at Comic Con. I think that's a given.
At least
That is a given. At least, at the very least, James Gunn will give us an update on that. Mind you, as well, that the starting filming for Superman Legacy is next January. That's confirmed by James Gunn himself. So, yeah, it has to be at Comic Con. There's no way they'll leave it to the last minute, right?
Right.
For the casting, for the full cast.
Yeah.
Like, because when is Comic Con again? I think it's in August, right?
Yeah. San Diego is.
Yeah, San Diego. Yes, San Diego Comic Con. Yeah. So if I was James Gunn in James Gunn's shoes, San Diego Comic Con is a big event. Show everything that you've got, including Superman Legacy, and start revealing the cast. Because if you show the cast, you will get people on your side for that.
Or it could completely do the reverse. And if you cast people no one wants, okay, the movie's dead.
Yeah, Jheat, what do you think?
This could go either way. This could make or break the film because fan backlash is a factor. People don't. It's just people can't. Hollywood can't get away with the same crap they've been getting away with the past 5 to 7 years. Trends have completely changed for better or for worse. They just need to handle this very carefully, in my opinion, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
All right, cool. All right, so next topic then. Let's talk about where is it? Let's talk about Titans because I think that is the next subject on our agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You guys
boy.
down for? It's the finale to Titans, by
Finale
the
was
way.
awesome.
Yeah,
Didn't meet certain expectations, but it was decent given where we were at that point.
Yeah.
yeah, because like I really enjoyed Titans. I was hold on. Yeah, I did hear about and Lois getting season 4. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Uh, and yeah, we'll be talking about this after Titans. But yeah, so back to Titans finale. Did you guys watch the episode?
Yeah, I
We
did.
did. We did.
What do you guys think of the episode?
I liked it.
It was good for what it was. I wasn't really expecting too much from it at this point. So I was at least more accepting of it, in all honesty.
Right, yeah. I watched it. I still can't believe they did a headless cameo for Superman on this.
No, no, they didn't do a legless. They did a torso-less cameo. It's
Yeah,
just from the boots up.
I'm just like, are you kidding me?
You couldn't just
Like,
cast a Superman.
yeah, it's like, couldn't you just do it just for the sake
Probably
of?
because then people would, because based on James Gunn's statements of the shows tying in, people would think that whoever is that Superman is going to be the Superman for the show, for the movies too.
Yes, and yes, we're going to be talking about the CW in a bit, Najee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think like the Titans finale was great. I just wish the cameo was a little bit more better than what we got. Because
Mm-hmm.
imagine if they did, you know, Superman just introducing himself to Connor Kent in a big way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Or how about that they actually bring back Donna Troy?
that would have been even more epic if they did put back Donna Troy.
Because she's not even in the episode in the season. I'm like, what? They brought back Jason.
They brought back Jason, yeah. I'm just like, I get you brought back Jason Todd, but the fact that you didn't bring back Donna Troy, missed opportunity, missed opportunity because that would have definitely got a lot of Donna Troy fans excited for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And but the fact that you know what I find interesting
What?
is when they did the ending scene, the cameo,
Mm-hmm.
Superboy had hair,
Yeah.
and
So it must have been some time after that.
Yeah, because yeah, his hair was starting to grow back. I would have just used a bald cap rather than making him shave his head. But that's
Mm-hmm.
me.
but the fact that I remember when the actor, the guy who plays Superboy, did a Instagram live, he was he was bald there,
Mm-hmm.
actual bald.
They must
So
have filmed that after his hair grew back, or
Yeah,
they filmed it before
before,
he
yeah,
shaved.
yeah, or before he shaved, yeah. So um it's definitely interesting. Uh, but it's just a shame that the season had to end like the way it did
Mm-hmm.
I
because
agree.
because
I
like
like
I
the
would have.
show.
I mean, the show was dark, gritty, and I love Titans because Titans was just one of those shows that can relate. You can relate to these characters, and it's probably one of the best HBO shows that was going.
Mm-hmm.
No questions asked, right?
No questions asked.
Like if you compare it to Stargirl, nah, Titans is much better.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not getting Titans season 5. This was Titans season 4 finale and pretty much done with the season. What would you guys give this episode? Like, well, the season, I should say, season episode
9 out of
altogether.
10
I
because
give it
Nine.
a I give it a 9. It's only fair. I
mm-hmm.
give it a 9.
Because it perfectly summed it up. It perfectly ended the season, and they did it. They did the best they could with what they were given, and I think they did a fantastic job.
Here,
Yeah.
here, here, here.
Yes. So, but yeah, when like when the DVD comes out or Blu-ray comes out, we'll get some behind the scenes stuff
Mm-hmm.
because those things are very epic to see. You get to see the behind the scenes stuff, the visual effects and stuff like that. Not visual
Mm-hmm.
effects, sorry, the behind the scene, how they do the blood and
Mm-hmm.
how they do, you know, stuff that makes you think that they're in actual blood. So stuff like that, I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind seeing that on Blu-ray and DVD.
That'd be fun.
Uh, yeah. So let's move over to the CW, and we're going to be talking about Superman and Lois because there is a lot to talk about this Superman and Lois.
You know what? If this gets canceled, but also Gotham Knights is canceled as well, I'll take it.
Yeah. Apparently, the CW is canceling not one but two DC shows. That's Warner Brothers Discovery for you guys. Superman and Lois has been great. Season 4 has been great. So it's not season 4. Sorry, season 3 has been great so far. And when we rewatch it, we get very invested in it.
Hmm.
When we react to it live, we get very invested in it. We're very intrigued by it. We know that they've wrapped up filming. I just wonder if they are canceling the show.
Hmm.
That's what I really want to know. Because if they
Okay,
can't,
Probably are.
go on.
if they are going to cancel syndication of the show, it just depends how far they are because they know the audience, the momentum is there. If they continue the momentum they have ratings wise up until the end of the season, it is very likely that they will receive an HBO Max or Max, depending on whether the rebrand would have gone through by that point, exclusive for season 4 to wrap up loose ends. I could definitely see this being an epilogue situation. But again,
Yeah,
that's best case scenario.
You know what's kind of funny? I see so many people on Twitter going, sell Superman and Lois to Netflix or something like that. And I'm like, oh, it's okay when you people do it.
I think the best case scenario for Superman and Lois is be on HBO Max or Max, the
Hmm.
very least,
I agree.
Be-
I agree.
because that would be a much viable. Because the production team behind Superman and Lois is done by HBO Max,
It
Hmm.
is. Everything will
so
be in house.
everything would be in house. So it would make logical sense for it to be moved to Max.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um, but what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think them moving to HBO Max will be reasonable?
Hmm. I think so. At the very least, because again, that's the easiest transition because it's already owned by Warner Brothers. You don't have to worry about all the legal ramifications of that. Plus, it's the cheaper option because guess what? Instead of paying for CW to have the license these DC things, you get to save that money because Warner Brothers needs to save money, and you get to produce it in house.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
Naji, is the CW channel going off? No.
No,
CW, no, it's not going off. They're just canceling shows.
and their business model is changing.
Yes, their business model is changing because they canceled the Walker prequel show for Walker. That's been cancelled, and now like rumors are circulating around Superman and Lois and what's the other one called?
Gotham
Gotham Knights.
Knights.
Gotham Knights.
You
Yeah,
should know this. You mentioned the show every stream.
I hate the show, so I just like I try and
I
block it.
I never watched it because I'm not stupid. Not gonna lie.
Thanks a lot. I only watched the first episode out of morbid curiosity. It was
It's
after
still
Superman and
I
Lois.
and he made me force me to watch first episode.
I
it
didn't
still
make you watch the first episode.
it
Yes, you
still
did.
counts. Hate watching still counts, buddy.
I didn't tell you to watch the first episode.
Yes, you did. You remember for April Fools?
Oh yeah, I did make you do that. Yeah, that's fun. That was
Now it's coming
hilarious.
back.
Now it's coming back to Jared. Made me do it. I hate that. I hated that day, and I'll never forget it. But
I
as
had to
far as
watch Justice League. Boo frickety who.
I got
I
out of it virtually unscathed.
Yeah, because you didn't do your homework.
Hey, last minute time constraints.
I told you to read to Marv. You should have prioritized Marvel.
Oh, I read it. Oh, I read it after the
so
fact, but I read it.
so when it comes down to what I hope to see though is I hope that they come up with an announcement saying like, hey guys, we're still continuing on with Superman and Lois, but it won't be on CW guys. We're on HBO Max. We're gonna be on that side. You guys can get better quality, and you guys are gonna get the very latest from uh, from Superman and Lois. So I hope we get that. Plus, because there's so much you could do Lex Luthor. You could do storylines for that.
But again, I mean, I don't think they're going to get as much as you think they are because people are expecting it to get like, I saw people expecting, well, if they do it to Max, they'll get like a couple more seasons. And I'm like, nope. Because guess what? James Gunn is going to pull the plug on that because he doesn't want anything to conflict. It's the supposed reason why he doesn't want to license the Snyderverse to Netflix.
Yes.
That is true. That is true.
That
You don't want any
true.
competition, so it's not good. So let me put it this way: as soon as Superman, let me put it this way, depending on how fast they're going to film and release these episodes, most likely won't get another season because it's like 2025 is when Superman and Lois comes. Is when Legacy comes out, so they don't have time.
Okay, it would be the live action equivalent of Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, where you just get a TV epilogue film.
You could do that and just release it on Max and just say we're done with that. That's it.
But if Guardians 3 continues the momentum it's on, I think this would be a blow to James Gunn's leverage with DCU as being a priority.
But people are saying writer strike as well. And
that's also a factor. That's also.
No, here's the thing: not only writers, there's rumors that the Actors Guild and the Directors Guild are going to join the strike. And what that means is that guess what? If that happens, Superman Legacy is definitely going to be delayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It won't delay the writer's strike alone won't delay Superman and Lois because apparently, it's not Superman and Lois, Superman Legacy. Dang, this thing is so confusing. That's exactly my point. It's not going to delay Legacy because James Gunn already turned in the first draft of the script, so that's it. But it will delay that show too, and will lead to them saying, "Okay, so this is costing us a lot. Let's cut costs and be done with it."
Yes.
Because here's what people have to understand: as fans, yes, we're passionate about these properties, but these studios are businesses. They have to make money, and if you're striking and doing stuff that causes them to lose money, they have less money to bring back your products that you want. That's everyone expecting Superman and Lois to get like 3 more seasons are delusional. Let me put it that way.
And say what you will about what goes on in Hollywood. There's a lot of sleaziness in Hollywood, and the less we know, the better. But at the end of the day, there's still a business model. They still try to make money. Mm-hmm. The moment they're not making money, the moment their stocks tank, they're either going to have one or two responses: cut costs or press the panic button. I'll leave you to figure out which is which.
And this is Warner Brothers, so likely they'll end up pressing the panic button, say cancel. And by the way, don't worry about the AIs, Najee, because guess what? No, anyone that's telling you that AI are going to replace writers are lying and are fear mongering. That's it. Because I've interacted with AI on for fun. They're not writers. They are 100% not writers. ChatGPT is not going to take over writing scripts for shows. You cannot do that.
No. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of licensing. There's some kind of bar to prevent that. Well, you can use it as a.
Go ahead, Jared. The quality is not going to be there. They're not going to do that.
That's also true. You can use it as a tool, but you can't just have a God, I can't talk. ChatGPT. You can't use ChatGPT and turn that in as a script. It's going to have too many holes in it.
Anyone that's telling you that that's a legitimate option is fear-mongering to you. That's it.
Yes. So, only, obviously time will tell what happens with Superman and Lois going further and how long the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, am I correct, right?
Directors Guild and the Writers Guild. The point, what if they do that? What do you mean, as you replace? They're not going to do it. They are not going to do it. I'm telling you, that will not happen.
No, that won't happen.
This is not a Terminator Skyrim situation. That is a literal worst
Skynet, but not Skyrim. But here's the thing: people are assuming that these AIs can write quality scripts. You're still going to need a writer to edit the scripts. And if the writer strike is on strike, guess what? Even if they do replace them with AIs, they're not going to be able to just put the script out there.
Yeah. So, you know, so just closing off this subject, we'll just only time will tell. But we'll see what happens with the strikes and everything, and we'll keep you up to date when it comes down to Superman and
Real
Lois.
quick, real quick. James
Yeah,
Gunn, I mean, the THR did confirm that that Superman Legacy will be filled with many faces as it seeks to introduce the DC heroes that are already established in the film landscape. Who do you think are showing up in Superman Legacy?
uh, I would have to say Con Kent.
Batman.
My money's on Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern. Actually, no, just any Justice League heroes. They will at least get a name drop to show you
Yeah,
that this is not that like the heroes exist. But I think in terms of who will show up, most likely whoever is cast at that point.
yeah, for sure. So only time will tell for Superman and Lois. But anyway, we're gonna switch it up a bit, and we're gonna be talking about the Tomorrowverse getting a rated R movie.
Yes, yes. Good job.
Yeah,
Because remember, Apocalypse War was one of the best DC AMU movies. Rated R, baby. There are people tearing Wonder Woman's arm off.
yeah. So like, shall we talk about it because
Mm-hmm.
it's for War World?
Mm-hmm. Heck
Might
yeah,
as
it's
well.
the Justice League movie.
Yeah, it's a Justice League movie.
And I will say, the design for Wonder Woman in the modern day looks really good. New 52 inspired. It's amazing. And I'll talk about this on my show. How many things after the new 52 was annihilated or like rebooted or like moved to another Earth? I can't get which. It's amazing how many designs of the new 52 were lifted and put into all the other DC parts. It's almost as if wiping out that universe was a bad idea.
I think we did it better.
Well, we definitely did it better, Jheat. We definitely did.
Yeah, we definitely did it better, but you know, like I said, when it comes down to what's the word I'm looking for? When it comes down to this film, I'm just super pumped for it because it's on War World. It's on War freaking World. Like we've never had a
It may
War
not
World
be on
thing.
Warworld, but the whole movie's not going to be on Warworld, but Warworld
Yeah.
plays a role in it.
I will say this.
Yes,
This
Ormax.
this
Yes.
Man of Steel. Sorry, Man of Tomorrow. Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1, Part 2.
Justice
Yeah,
Society,
World War
II,
II, Green Lantern, and yeah,
the Constantine short, the Adam Strange short.
Supergirl movie.
Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
Those are Tomorrowverse. So, like, Tomorrowverse, obviously, this is the first time I think they're doing something like this for Justice as an overall early stage of a Justice League film.
Yeah,
Because
their first Justice League movie is rated R. That's a ballsy move.
yeah, that is a very ballsy move. Yes,
Let's see if it works out for
indeed.
him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out for them. Do you know when the release date is for that?
Let me check because I don't know.
I want to say it's the fall. I want to say it's the fall.
Justice League War World is releasing. Hang on. July.
Wait, July?
Yeah, this coming July.
So 2 months.
In which case, I know we're talking about a movie night.
Oh yeah, I know too. So it's gonna be great. So we'll be doing a review for it on Into the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast. When it's released, we'll watch it before when it comes out, and then we'll do a review of it on the show and discuss about it and give our opinions. And also we'll be discussing the post-credit scene because they always leave a post-credit scene
Yeah.
for every Tomorrowverse film, which leads on to the next film.
Yeah.
So very much excited for that. So Naji says okay. Let's move on to I think the final two topics, which is DC comic talk. So we're going to be talking about the comics now.
Okay. All right.
So-
And go ahead, Teladia.
Where do you want to kick this things off, guys? Where should we kick it off? because there's a lot of the comics to cover.
I want to go ahead and start with Batman 900 because it was a milestone comic, the conclusion to Chip Zdarsky's Bat Dash Man arc, and just read the book for yourself. It was fantastic. Read the book for yourself.
Does Batman still not have another hand?
Not only that, but
Mm.
he was time traveling, or not time traveling. He was jumping from universe to universe.
Oh, that's where all the clips show up of him, like in like the 1989 universe, the Dark Knight Returns universe. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. And like, I think what also was interesting, the Arkhamverse was in this. I was like, yes, they brought back the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just like, yes, we needed the Arkhamverse in this. Like Jheat, what do you think?
Man, I will admit the the failsafe arc was dragged out, especially that notorious issue where essentially Batman free falls from orbit.
So he Titan falls essentially.
Come on, Jared, that was too on the nose even for you.
Oh, come on. Someone told Batman, prepare to drop. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to make fun of that because that was stupid as hell. Batman, in his Batsuit, not only survives in outer space without a spacesuit, but he survives re-entry into Earth's atmosphere.
Yes.
No spacesuit, mind you, just his cape and cowl.
Yes. Which, by the way, space, yeah, unless that's suit, because here's the thing, you know it's no spacesuit, because guess what? The amount of protection you would need to survive in space in that Batsuit, he wouldn't be able to move.
Yes, I'm definitely like, I was like, I'm down for it because I'm super, what's the word? I was like super down to see Batman go like missing a hand first for the comic.
Yes, getting a new hand.
Getting a new hand, yes.
My bat hand.
And you know what's funny? Wasn't it in which I think, was it in the future one, or was it in the
No, there was a Are you talking about the backup story with Robin, with Tim Drake Robin?
kind of, yeah.
Okay, because that does. I did not like that costume with the big gaping R in the center. It's not Drake bad, but I just didn't like that costume.
Oh, you mean the one that like lights up, kind of? I showed that to Nick, and he was like, "The hell is that?"
It looks like a Night Bright.
It does.
Yes, and Najee, there's nothing on Batgirl comic coming back to comics, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, Batgirls is getting canceled to issue 18. I think issue 18 comes out this week. I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure Batgirls issue 18 comes out this week. Yeah, but that book's getting canceled.
Yeah. So let's talk about Superman and Lost. Have you guys read that?
No, not yet.
Man, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend.
Without going into spoilers, we'll say that this comic has been going well, really, really well, like telling the story, like
Marvel, take notes. This is how you do a lost love trope and make it work.
Don't give Marvel ideas.
Oh, they clearly need them. They clearly need them.
They need them for sure.
Hey, I'll take either. Hire me, DC. Hire me, Marvel. I'll take either way.
Hire me.
But the fact that in Superman Lost, you get to see like in the future where he's present time, and then you go back in time, and I'm just like, wait a minute. So it's so cool, and like the who I can't remember who did the artwork. Who was it that did the artwork?
Hold on.
Superman Lost issue 3, I think it was.
Okay, Superman Lost. Who did the artwork?
By Pag Wolf. I'm gonna mispronounce this. I think by Paz and Cox. Carlo.
Right.
Carla Palulian. I completely butchered that. But yeah, Carlo Carlo P's art was fantastic in this book. I could not recommend any other book right now. It's a Black Label book. It's self-contained, and it tells a lost lover story in a way that it puts anything going on at Marvel to shame. Especially, okay, without going into spoilers, if you're cringing after what's going on with Spider-Man right now with Zeb Wells,
Oh my god.
Superman Lost is a good comfort book. It's a good comfort book, and it'll put
Annihilate Paul.
Yes.
Put him in a wood chippers for all I care.
Hot take. I think they're setting up to kill MJ off.
Oh god. Oh my god. And by the way, it's telling someone I don't like Paul. That's not a hot take if you've seen Spider-Man fans.
No, not a hot take at all. But you remember, this is the 50th anniversary of the death of Gwen Stacy in 1973.
And they're just gonna kill MJ. Yeah, good luck. They're not gonna do that. I would be very surprised at Marvel if they did that. Granted, Marvel keeps surprising me, so we'll see what happens.
What you keep setting yourself up for disappointment when it comes to Marvel Comics, man.
I know. And Marvel has
this
disappointed me way more than DC has.
Guys, this is DC, not Marvel. We're supposed to be talking about DC.
Blame him.
Hey, I was saying Superman Lost was better. I was just making an analogy without going into spoilers.
And then you mentioned Paul, so I had to bring
you
up
mentioned
Annihilate
Paul.
Anyway, forget about that, right? Let's talk about Green Lantern.
Yes, Dawn of DC Green Lantern number 1.
So how was this? I never got a chance to read it, but I'm a huge Green Lantern fan.
It's a good introduction. It's a good introduction.
Yeah, definitely good introduction.
Not going into spoilers, I'm just going to give some basic clip notes. The Guardians are kind of like, they're not exactly fans from the Council of Planets, but let's be honest, the Guardians have always been assholes.
Yeah.
Hal returns to Earth in protest. Carol Ferris moves on, finally sick of the on and off crap. But her new relationship more than likely be a villain or antagonist of some kind. We've seen this trope before. Mm-hmm. Why does the big two keep using the lost love trope? It doesn't really work for them.
Because guess what? Because the fans won't let that go. That's why.
That is true.
That is true. But yeah, I really enjoyed the comic. Definitely. Like, it's a very strong start for Green Lantern.
And speaking of Green Lantern, now I know this came out last week, but Flash 798, not only in terms of Wally and Linda having another kid, but this is the biggest win Wally has had since the latter half of Rebirth. Like, this man has been screwed over by editorial, every comic, every issue, every editorial mandate for the past 2.5 years. And he finally gets a win, at least in some capacity. So let's just give a round of applause to the original Wally West finally getting his due.
Thank you, DC, for finally not destroying Wally.
Yeah, not destroying Wally. So like obviously, what was the number again? Flash
798.
798. Yeah, I think it's getting close to the 800 mark. So I think that 800 mark will be something special for sure.
Another comic is also reaching 800 pretty soon. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't seem to remember.
Oh,
I know you're on about Wonder Woman.
And a certain backup story.
Oh boy. All right, this is the biggest, most tropey thing they could have done to revitalize Wonder Woman. Let's give her a kid.
Saladia, should you play the clip or should I?
It's not Batman. Batman's not the father, because look who's writing it.
It's not Batman.
Okay,
it's not Batman.
I knew it, because Tom King wrote the Batcat book. He's not going to put Batman with Wonder Woman. Anyone thinking that is delusional.
Hey, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just
no. I'm not saying you guys are. I'm saying I've seen people in the chat that say make it Batman. I'm like, did you even look at his publication history, Tom King?
I think it's Superman's kid.
Yes, that could very well be it, because it's in the future. It's in the future, and you know what? Tom King has written Superman in the past. Granted, he's written Superman and Lois together in the past, but who knows what happens, because with the movies taking another direction, they could bring that back.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Sorry, Teladia. Give me just a second. I just got to pull this up right quick.
You're pulling up the Wonder Bat song, aren't you? That Zack Snyder refuted.
No, no,
no. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. Hold on. I just saw it. Hold on. Let me go to.
But the thing is that this plays into. Let's play with that real quick, Teladia. But
Yeah.
that would play in if James Gunn is planning on putting Superman with Wonder Woman in the DCU. Because remember, he said, "I want to make this different from all other depictions of Superman." What's the biggest way to differentiate his Superman from anyone else's?
New 52.
Yeah, and it's the younger Superman. Put him with Wonder Woman. There you go. See how that works.
Yes.
And then if you do it with the comics, because he did say that he said Jim Lee and him are talking about making sure the comics reflect the movies, which first off, I'm like, thank you. And second off, it's like, if you do that, bring it in the comics, or at least do like an Elseworlds book where that happens. And then there you go. But I think the father could either be. I think what they could also do, make it where there was no father, and then do the whole Clay origin thing, but do it for Wonder Woman's daughter.
Do you want me to add that, Jheat?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What'd you pull up?
I did it first. Let it be known.
We did it first. DC is literally taking our ideas, Jheat. James Gunn, if you're watching this, please hire us.
There you go, guys.
We would write a way better DCU story.
Are we getting the book? Yes, we are. We are getting the book, guys. We are getting the comic.
Oh, I'm getting Wonder Woman 800. Are you kidding me? I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan, so I kind of have to. Plus, it's hot because it's Wonder Woman's daughter, and that character picks up. You all of a sudden have a key issue there.
Yeah, so we'll be picking it up. We'll be reviewing it for sure.
And I'll probably end up reviewing every issue of Tom King's Wonder Woman run to try it out, see if it's any good. Because I like a lot of what Tom King puts out. Granted, a lot of his controversial decisions, which you guys have to understand, is that was editorial mostly forcing that on him, and he was blindsided. So, but if you read like Mr. Miracle, Omega Man, to a certain degree, Heroes in Crisis, yeah, it's 100% good.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, I just think, guys, like, what's it called? I think Wonder Woman 800 is going to be amazing. I can't wait to read it. And what other comic was there, Jheat?
This week was Batman Incorporated issue 9, where Joker makes a big move.
Oh boy.
So I'm not going to spoil that book, but Batman Inc. has been pretty good so far with Ghostmaker.
Hey, at least they gave Ghostmaker something to do, and they gave him. Okay, so one of the 200 Batman books that we publish per month, give that to Ghostmaker.
Wait, speaking of Batman books, why wasn't Jay sent to Batman Inc.? That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Because DC doesn't want to have enough. Because you know why? Because here's the thing: what did Ghostmaker say to someone? Your name is too close to Batman. You're out.
Yes.
You can't have another character play be Batman. That's why Jace Fox failed. You can't have in the main continuity. In Future State it was fine, but in the main continuity you can't have two Batman. You can't have two Superman. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't have two Batmans. You can't have two Supermans. You have to shelve one.
Mm-hmm. Which they're shelving the ones that people don't care about ultimately. Because here's the thing: if people cared about them, if I go down the street to anyone in my neighborhood, comic fan or not, and I ask them who's Superman, they'll say Clark Kent.
Yeah.
They're not gonna say John Kent. If I ask them who's Batman, they're gonna say Bruce Wayne. They're not gonna say Jace Fox. No matter what John Redley wants you to believe, that was a horrible idea.
I think 5G's original version would have been better because it's Luke Fox and it's a character established and came to his own.
That people care about. Again, yes, thank you.
And I think Luke has actually been confused for Batman a couple of times in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, is there any other comics, or was that it in terms of?
Let's see. Superman: The Adventures of John Kent, issue 3. Yep, Tevi is probably going to be here in the next few seconds, but where John visits Injustice, that came out. Did either of you guys read that book?
Nope.
No.
Okay, it's not worth talking about. Green Arrow, Dawn of DC Green Arrow.
That is really good.
Yeah,
I gotta have my.
I read the first Dawn of DC Green Arrow issue. Oh my god, so good. They finally explain where he went at the end of Dark Crisis.
Nah, man, nothing pales in comparison to Arsenal Leanne's reunion.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, that was all. That tug at the heartstrings right there, and I was like, okay, yeah. Again, this is why when Joshua Williamson said he was going to be doing Green Arrow, I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah. Now I will admit, Dark Crisis may have been too big of an assignment for him, but in character focused work, he's top notch.
Yeah, he's there. There you go. That's it. He actually had a pretty good run on World's Finest, where it was Batman Superman versus the Batman Who Laughs.
Wait, wasn't that Mark Waid?
Nope, that was no. That was before that, because pre-Death Metal, they had a book where it was Batman and Superman. The first arc was Batman Superman versus the Batman Who Laughs, and this is where you get the whole. By the way, Jheat, you're right. You might want to look in the chat right now, but
what's up, Tevia?
But yeah, exactly. So, and then what was I? Oh yeah, he wrote the team up of Batman and Superman for like a significant amount of issues, at least two arcs, I think.
Okay, he was on Batman and Superman. He was on Flash Rebirth for pretty much all of it. What else was Joshua Williamson on? He did a few one-shots here and there, one anthology issue. Joshua Williamson was doing a lot, even in Rebirth.
Oh yeah. Which I'm not complaining, because he's a fantastic writer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're coming up to the final bit. We're gonna do our final thoughts now, because I think, is that it for comics, or?
Unless you count I guess you count Wonder Woman with Revenge of the Gods wrapping up, or did that come out last week?
Which ultimately, I vote that we ignore anything Clune-Rat until Tom King takes over the book.
Okay,
cool. That's fair.
So let's do our final thoughts for tonight's episode. And so what do you guys think about what we talked about? And what would you suggest would be a favorite subject?
I would say, well, in terms of what we talked about, we're basically in wait and see mode. So that's really it. Because in everything, we just have to wait and see how it lines up. The potential is there. Because let me put it this way: I want James Gunn's DCU to do well. Beyond the fact that if it does well, it could lead to a Snyderverse reunion. I want it because guess what? If the movies do well, the DC brand does well. The brand in general does well. That's good. That's going to happen.
Yes.
But in terms of the comics, again, hold up, because I know a lot of people, when they say like dudes like Tom King and were on like Wonder Woman, they were like, oh no. And I'm like, some writers take a while to find the character that they 100% get. And I think it has the potential for him to get to that point.
Yeah, for you, Jheat?
For me, again, wait and see. Even though I am slightly vindicated that DC has taken one of mine and Jared's ideas, I am honored by that.
Exactly, except it won't be 100% our idea unless they say Superman is the father.
Then in that case, I'm suing.
In that case, we might as well just say they stole our freaking idea at that point.
And just for everyone here, since I did technically live stream this, I'm just going to show. This is I'm not sure whether or not this is going to be our next Direction verse discussion, but I really enjoyed making this piece, and I just wanted to share it.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. You're doing a great job, dude.
So yeah, go on.
And Tevia, you might enjoy this one.
Oh, I don't see Superman and Wonder Woman child ever becoming a thing. Yes.
Well, it could have. It could have. Actually, Jheat. Actually, Tevia, guess what? It is a thing in multiple iterations of the comics. So, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
where it basically segues into Rebirth. You have the New 52 JLA. You have a proper debut of Artemis from Young Justice. Wally West comes around this time, hence the Rebirth connection. And you also had in the New 52 where Power Girl and Huntress were displaced from Earth 2. And I want you to take a guess on who's on the far left.
Far left. Is that Black Canary?
New
No.
52 Black Canary.
There you go. Because I saw her new 52 design, baby. It's actually not a bad design.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. If James Gunn's next new universe and New 52 inspired, Jerry's gonna be jumping up and down.
The minute he announces Superman and Wonder Woman power couple movie, I will be doing a stream saying I was right.
Jerry's gonna be jumping up and down, guys. So we're just gonna say that.
He's literally just gonna be doing this all of the whole stream.
Luckily, no, I'll be doing this. Luckily, my chair has a swivel, so I can do that.
But yeah, I think my personal final thoughts, I think it was a really good subject that we talked about today. Obviously, was Superman Legacy. And I also think the Superman game was another really good subject that we talked about. And also, I would say the CW thing as well was really interesting.
I agree.
We'll have to wait and see. But let me put it this way. Let's hope that Superman and Lois season 3 does not end on a massive cliffhanger and then they cancel the show.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time CW played chicken.
Exactly. That's why. And I'm like, if it ends with a good ending, that could, in other words, if it ends in like they can end on a cliffhanger. And Tevia, yeah, the show is great, but they don't have the money to have it be that level. But my point is, if they can end on a cliffhanger and like a nice, hey, if you guys wanted to come back, here's where we could go with it. But if they do it in a way where it's like, oh my gosh, Lois is gonna die, so Superman's coming to save her, and then they just end it, I'm gonna be really pissed.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just think, guys, like today's episode was great. We did about an hour's long worth of a podcast. So we're gonna do our outros now, guys. So we're gonna do our outros where people can find you and so on and so forth, or what you guys got coming up. So yeah, let's do our outros.
All right. So you can find me at Comics League JT on Twitter, Comics League at YouTube, Comics League 2020 on Instagram, and what I've got coming on the channel. I'm starting a show with my friend Britt talking about the new 52, DCU, Superman, Wonder Woman, and such. Just really digging into that era of DC and then the historical precedents for Superman and Wonder Woman, because it looks like we're getting that in the movies and the comics, but might as well just check that out. Plus, it gets attention. And on Monday, I'm thinking of doing some more. I'm doing another video examining the Martha scene from BVS to sort of break that down, talk about why it's actually genius. And then we're not talking about the Rebirth era, Tevia, because that was when the whole screw you new 52 DC thing started.
Maybe we can incorporate a few Rebirth ideas, because technically the return of original Wally West was Rebirth.
Well, let me put it this way: in my new 52, he never went away.
That's fair.
But okay, but my point is that Indie Wednesday is probably going to be another discussion, or I'm going to be talking about Donny Cates's Vanish, which is super dope. And Under Two Capes next week is TBD.
Yeah. Okay, Jheat, what have you got coming up?
As for me, okay, let me go ahead and be on camera for this. As for me, I'm actually planning my July 2023 solicitation. I kind of fell off with finals and with Full Circle. I'm truly honored that you guys came to support us and the movement and Snyder Queen. I'm truly grateful for all of that, but I did have to cut back on a few projects to make that work. So July 2023 solicitation will finally be out later today. I'm going to live stream it. And then tomorrow, I'm going to, probably later that day tomorrow, I'm going to record this week's new direction with Jared. with talking about Wallace West, New 52 Kid Flash. So, is he redundant? What can we do with him in the New Direction verse? It'll be a good time. I think it'll be a good time.
Yes. As for me, your boy, you guys know that I've just done a Superman game video that's up on my channel. You guys can find me all also on Twitter, which is at TeladiaPlays. I will be doing a live stream for Superman and Lois, episode 9, isn't it? Next.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, episode 9. Yeah. So episode 9, season 3, we'll be doing live reactions to that on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And furthermore, guys, we will be doing I'm planning to do a live stream with Mad Max
Heck yeah.
next week, actually, and do an interview with him sometime next week, and on the weekend, that is. We're just gonna find a time, and we're gonna be discussing we're gonna just discuss DC comics, video games, and movies. We're gonna be talking about all of that, and we're gonna have a fun time on that. So I can't wait for that. And guys, if you are watching this on the Into the Multiverse podcast, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you do leave a like, comment down below if the subject we discussed, what you guys thought on the subject we discussed. For example, the Superman game. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on James Gunn's Superman news? And also, what are your guys' thoughts on the DC Comics talk that we discussed? Sign up in the comment section below. I've been your host, TeladiaPlays.
Wait, before we go, since I did technically stream this, I just want to leave everyone on a high note. Super.
No.
Yeah, end it.
Yeah,
Wonder Bat, Killjoys.
he just gets that.
Nice. I love that.
So on that note, I've been your host, TeladiaPlays. That's been Jheat. That has been Gary from Comics League. We will be doing another podcast in a few weeks. We'll let you know on social media. Stay tuned. We will be doing a lot of different things coming on the channel. Plus, furthermore, guys, stay tuned for Summer Game Fest and also PlayStation Showcase if there's any news for DC video games.
And yes, Tevia, it was worth it. Like, comment, subscribe, flame off.
Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Super Wonder.
Yes, Super Wonder it is.